Hello guys and welcome back to this channel. I'm your host Idi Kanobot and this is Isaac News. So as celebrations and jubilations fill the air, I think it's time that we should talk about the Ebonyi International Airport, which has been named, Muhammadu Buhari International Airport. Okay, now there are so many people who are not happy with that because on Monday this week, wow, Nigeria is so blessed. On Monday this week, today is Thursday, 27th of April 2023. So on Monday this week, a cargo airport in Yobe State, the capital, Damaturu, was just commissioned. A cargo airport was commissioned in Yobe State and it was named after the president. Now we have an international airport in Ebonyi State named after the president. Now the point is not the naming of the airport, it's the fact that we have two different airports being named, is the fact that we have two different airports being commissioned the same week. This is totally unprecedented and deserves as much attention that it can get. Now, Nigeria is in a bid to really, will I say, push for infrastructure development and a revolution in the country. And it's super amazing. So we've seen the bandwagon effect, which is a positive one. Many states are trying their best to also put their states, will I say, on the national map. So Lagos is taking the lead with a lot of the mega infrastructure that he has undertaken, because I'm of opinion that, look at Lagos State right now has developed a real Lagos monorail mass transit system. By this next administration like this, I am very sure that a lot of states will begin developing their own internal rail system. They would not want to be left out with the attention that Lagos is attracting themselves. So mega states, in fact, as I speak to you right now, the Ebonyi State governor, although he's not going to be around, this is his last tenure, he's already trying to set the pace to develop an interstate rail network in Ebonyi State to help Ebonyans, navigate through the state. States like Rivers State would definitely undertake the same initiative. States like Kano, with a very large population, would likely undertake the same initiative. States like Lagos has already done so. So states that have states like Benin City may likely do so. So states with a high population, rate would likely want to undertake the same initiative to ensure that their interstate city rail is being done as soon as possible. So there is a move right now for infrastructural and capital development in the country, and we've seen that in the abundance of airports that have been developed within the last 8 years under this presidency. I mean airports, state-owned airlines. If a state like Borno State can have an airline that is running, then no state in the country is excusable if they don't have an airline. Borno has been shot and battered by Boko Haram consecutively for almost a decade, if not more than a decade, and they have an international airline that is running. So every state should have an airline of its own, an airport, pardon me. Every state should have an airport that is up and running in order to help trade investment in the state. Now, a state as important as Ebonyi in the southeastern region should have had an airport for the longest period, but it's not too late to have an airport right now. The southeast is one place that needs to be developed. If any part of the country to develop, is the southeastern geopolitical zone. For obvious reasons, they are the ones who are the heart of commerce in this country. A lot of the buying and selling and even production is going on in the southeast. If the southeast can be developed and, will I say, properly harnessed, it would create a lot of ripples in every other in every other geopolitical zone in the country. The north will feel it, the south will feel it, the southwest would definitely feel it. A lot of the goods being produced and made in Lagos are being brought down to the southeast to be sold or shipped to the rest of the country. So a lot of people make a lot of goods up in the southwest, be it in Lagos, be it in Ogun or Osun or Yo, and they send it down to Aba, and from Aba, these products then circulate to the rest of the country. It shows you the potential, the business potential that is being locked up in the southeastern geopolitical zone. So the rail networks need to be up and running in the southeast. The airlines and airports need to be up and running in the southeast. Seaports like the one like the Anambra Seaport that has been concession that is already up and running, it needs to function, and other seaports need to be created. Seaports in places like Akwa Ibom State which is a border state with the southeastern region like Abia State, needs to be up and running in order to boost trade and investment within the southeastern geopolitical zone. Now back to what is going on right now in Ebonyi State. Now the Ebonyi State governor, has done a lot in the state. In my opinion, he would be my best performing governor in the southeast geopolitical zone, with the very nice infrastructure he has set up in the capital in Abakaliki. When I went to Abakaliki in the year 2021, it was really an amazing journey that I undertook, and I really had fun. I even spent the night in one of his very amazing flyover tunnels. It's a very beautiful what he's doing there, and even the type of roads that are being built in Ebonyi State. Those who have not been there, if you go to Ebonyi State, you may find out that there are more trucks. There are more trucks carrying gravels or sand or rocks than there are vehicles, at least from my own personal experience. So the type of roads being built in Ebonyi State ought to be pure concrete roads, because those are the only roads that can endure the load that is being put on it by these heavy trucks. And the governor has done a good job in creating constructing concrete roads along some stretches of Ebonyi State. But there's a whole lot to be done in that state, and one man cannot do it on his own. But we are very grateful for what he has done so far in Ebonyi State with this airline, and we are very hopeful that whoever will succeed him, in the next administration, will put the necessary things in place to ensure that airport is up and running, and it serves the southeastern geopolitical zone and Ebonyi State, as well, in a way that would maximally benefit all those who use the airline and the state, as a whole. So we are very happy for what we're seeing right now, and we want to pray God's blessings on the governor, Mr. Dave Umahi, and all those who were involved in setting up this infrastructure. So we thank you very much for what is happening here. So this is where we're going to end for this video. It's a very short one, and we are happy that we can celebrate what is going on in our country. So please remember why we always say, tell a friend you're a Nigerian, okay? Let us try to create a national image, and let us, reduce the attention we place on our ethnic image, okay? Not that we're not saying don't be a Yoruba man or an Igbo man or a Calabari man or an Ibibio man or a Hausa man. We're not saying that. We're saying that we should try to look away from our ethnic strength and embrace a national image and say, I am a Nigerian. So on that basis, remember to tell a friend you're a Nigerian. And without any further ado, Godspeed.